Right, so hello and welcome back to another episode of the Bach and Arthur podcast.
What's up, guys?
Just us this week. We had a big guest on last week, ChrisMD.
He was massive.
Yeah,
Huge.
He was actually quite short. Were you surprised at how short he was? Was that the first time you met him?
That was the first time I met Chris.
No
He's
way.
not that short, guys. These YouTube people have made up a story about Chris's height. And so he seems shorter because it's all in your head. It's like the Minotaur doesn't exist.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean by the Minotaur. But it's kind of like with George's head. Everyone always jokes about George's head being very large.
Which one?
It's a bit big, but it's not extraordinarily. What do you mean, which one?
Yeah, no, it's the same thing. The more you speak about something, the more you talk it into existence. That's why we got to stop speaking about the size of our noses.
Yes, that's so true.
Because if you don't mention it, people won't know.
They'll know about.
Put a quick edit on it.
It's right under their nose.
Know.
There is. I was going to ask you this actually, because a lot of people come up to Chris and some people go, "You're actually a lot shorter in real life."
Really?
Or people go, "Oh, you're actually a lot taller in real life." Which one would you rather? It's like if someone was going to come up to you, obviously yours isn't a height thing. If someone came up to you and said, "You're much better looking in real life," is that a compliment or an insult?
They did. Do you remember?
Who did?
In the Sidemen video, that guy, we'll talk about the Sidemen video later, but the mums that met us, their son said that.
So that you're better looking in real life?
In real life, yeah. I don't know if it's, I don't know what I'd rather, to be honest. I think I wouldn't rather be better looking in real life because most of you will never see me.
That's true. But then the people that it matters most to, your future wife.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
My wifey can see this face.
Who knows? But I can never tell whether it annoys Chris or whether he likes it when someone's like, "You're taller in real life." He's like, "Does that mean that I look really short on camera?"
Yeah, how do you respond to that?
Yeah.
Just punch them in the
I get that
punch
a
them in
lot.
the balls.
People always think that I'm really short from my short energy. And I'm actually basically 5'11".
Short energy. Yeah, because you got small dick energy.
Yeah, what does that know I do?
He's got short dick energy, guys. No, that's true though.
If someone commented that on my YouTube videos, I'd delete my channel.
I actually thought you would be shorter than you are.
Yeah.
FYI, Arthur's like 6'2".
I'm annoyingly shy of 5'11". Because if I was 5'11", I would round up to 6 foot. But I got measured at the Natural History Museum and I'm 5'10.8".
Measured at the Natural History Museum.
I'm 5'10.8". Because there was an exhibition on and they measure you and then show you your height relative to other prehistoric animals.
Just walked in for a quick measurement.
Pretty cool.
It's funny. It's funny that your measurement of height came from some guys measuring you against prehistoric animals.
Not relative. There was a normal scale, and then the animals. They weren't just like, "You're exactly Archaeopteryx height."
That's how you know. And actually, my sisters, I think it was my sisters, thought that you were, from seeing you in clips, thought you'd be chubby.
What?
Somehow.
In clips, I have maybe got a bit of a baby face, a bit of puppy fat around the...
You don't though.
I also think when I talk, I give myself a bit of a double chin.
I do when I lie back. Or if the camera catches me from below, it gets a little bit of double chin action. A lot of that can be determined by how you cut your beard though, guys.
Oh yeah. I need to learn how to do that because I don't really know what I'm doing. I just give it a general...
I don't have enough to worry about it.
Oh yeah. Are you going to grow a beard, do you think, at some point?
No, I just trim it all the time.
Do you? You're sticking with the moustache for a while?
Yeah, because I don't like the awkward growing out phase. I think I said this before, but you used to be able to get away with an awkward growing out phase when you didn't make videos, but now you make videos, you can't try out anything where you look disgusting for a bit because people are going to see it. If you post a video every single day, you're going to see the state of me as I slowly try and grow a beard, and it's horrible.
I think that's cool. That makes people want to tune in later because they're like, "Oh, I can't wait for his mullet to be fully fleshed out."
You get some comments of people like, "Oh, that is disgusting. Get rid of it, please." Usually I watch your videos while I eat. Now I can't.
I can see that with you. But yeah, back to the ChrisMD episode. It was a really cool one because we've spoken about what we want to do with this podcast and where we want to go with it and stuff. And we have almost got two separate personalities, the silly, goofy side. So the episode before the Chris one was literally on alpha male advice, taking a wolf pack test. It was all cringe and we were just having a laugh and being silly, which was really good fun.
Yeah.
And you pretending to be a Victorian child people love, which hint, we might be bringing back at the end of this episode.
What?
Stick around.
We've got an actual Victorian chart
that
from the past.
We went back in time.
Yeah.
We figured out during the ChrisMD episode time travel, but we cut it out of the episode. And yeah, we could go from a silly one that everyone enjoyed to one where we talk about like existential serious topics like religion and philosophy and the meaning of life and all that kind of stuff. And people absolutely loved it. I was so surprised. And especially I think the response from religious people who obviously have a completely different viewpoint to us was just really nice. So I just wanted to say that we really appreciated it.
Yeah, thank you. Your comments are always nice, genuinely. Yeah. So thank you for that.
I think it goes both ways because I think if we're sitting there going, people from this faith are stupid or people who believe this are stupid, it's a very different kind of energy that you're going to get back from being like, I believe this and this is why, and I'm not necessarily convinced. But yeah, I'm sure we'll get on to a lot more of the topics because I think one of the main things was people were going, you kind of spoke about this specific point of view. I think we spoke about hardline Christianity quite a lot and didn't necessarily speak much about, there were a couple of people that wrote comments and then were like, oh, I ended up listening to the part where they said there are certain religious people who can believe these things. But we obviously, there's such a broad range and spectrum of viewpoints that we didn't necessarily cover. And I think one where it's Christians with scientific beliefs and also Islam and Muslims, we didn't really speak about as much. I think they're the two kind of dominant ones in the comment section, certainly. And we've spoken about that a couple of times because we actually had a really interesting conversation. I won't say their name out of respect to them in case they don't want us to necessarily talk about this until they're on, but we had a really in-depth chat with a Muslim friend of ours recently, didn't we?
Yeah.
And actually, they sent a really nice message about wanting to come on the podcast.
Oh, cool.
So listen to this. Hello, it's me. Oh, this was the first message they sent me on WhatsApp. And they just said, I just wanted to say I really appreciate the open discussion we had last night about religions and atheism. First time I've had a debate with an atheist, and I didn't feel this sense of superiority for believing in something that equivalent to Santa Claus, according to Jarl. Very refreshing judgment-free zone. And if you were serious about the podcast, I'd defo be down. It'd be nice to see an open and honest conversation to open-minded people. So let me know.
That would be cool.
So we could have our first person coming on speaking about Islam, and they were very passionate, very knowledgeable.
Yeah. And Arthur's very respectful when he has conversations about these sorts of things as well.
So yeah, obviously.
Yeah, I think it's just important to not go into any conversation as though you're right or you have the answers. It's just people sharing their beliefs back and forth.
They were very knowledgeable as well. We were speaking about science and stuff, and we were talking about, obviously, because you're so into physics, the Big Bang came up, and they said that they believe in the Big Bang, and it's something a couple of people have commented. There's a verse in the Quran, it might be two, that talks about, I think it's something along the lines of, God created the universe and the heavens and is expanding it. And they were like, oh, that to me says that the Big Bang theory is true. And it is actually, I don't know if you know this about me, but I actually read the Quran when I was at university.
That, which is really interesting.
Yeah, because I just went through like a phase of just being like super into it. And then I finished my exams before everyone else at uni. And I was like, no, it'd be a really good time because I had a bunch of friends that came to uni religious. Yeah. The majority of whom were Muslim. Yeah. And then ended up converting to atheism, or I guess leaving the religion. And then one of my closest friends converted to Islam. I think they call it reverting to Islam. Okay. And I was just like, this is so interesting. And when they would be talking about it, I was like, I've got to find out more about this so that when they say certain things, I can just be like, oh, and understand it, and also see if I'm persuaded. Because my friend that reverted was like, give it a read, maybe you'll be persuaded by it. And with the standard of evidence thing, that's the thing. I think it would have been so cool if in that verse it had been like, in 700 AD, if they'd been like, oh, the Big Bang, was 3.8 billion years ago. Yeah. That's the type of standard evidence where I would have loved to read it and just be like, there is no way this could possibly have been known. Whereas, maybe expanding the heavens, like people have always thought that expanding your families or land territory or your nations or your tribe size is always a good thing. So it's not perhaps the most unlikely verse for someone to come up with, maybe without the input of a god, but something like 13.8 billion years ago, or the rate of expansion, or that it was from a singularity, would be like a whoa. And maybe there's something in there in some of the religious texts that we haven't come across yet.
That's true.
But it is really cool.
And I saw a couple of, well, more than a couple, Christians commenting on the ChrisMD episode, saying that, because we were talking about the Big Bang and stuff and sort of suggesting, oh, that's why we believe in science more than like a God creating the universe or whatever. They were saying, well, God and science goes hand in hand, and God used the Big Bang to create the universe and so on and so forth.
Yeah, which a lot of people definitely do believe.
Yeah, which we didn't mention. And I think it's a really interesting thought. It's just, for me, it's usually I look at like the Bible and religious texts and stuff like that. And if it's something's been added after that point, it just makes me doubt a little bit, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean?
What do you mean?
In the religious text in the Bible, there wouldn't be mention of like Big Bang or anything like that. And so people were sort of saying, yeah, but Christians believe that the God used the Big Bang to create the universe. But because I can't read that in a book and you're just sort of taking the word of other people's beliefs, it's just, that's where the difference in beliefs lie.
Yeah, I'm the exact same with my biology side, because I think Adam and Eve are quite prominent figures in Christianity and Islam. And you definitely do get a lot of people who believe in both of those, that believe in evolution, but as the idea that they were created as they were rather than evolved from, earliest forms of life, from primordial soup to the first cell to multicellular organisms. And I think when you, especially now, like look at where the state of science is now, the fact that you kind of can get from basic. I think I might have even spoken about this in the last episode. When I went to Amsterdam, have you ever heard of the Miller-Urey experiment?
Rings a bell.
You kind of can get basic
from the like test tube,
like water and methane and that sort of stuff, and basically just zap it with electricity, and get amino acids, which are the fundamental building blocks of life. So it's sort of like, and in Amsterdam they have in their science museum one that's been going on for sort of like 5 years plus.
Wow, yeah.
And they're going to see where that goes. So it's really cool to go see. Cool. But that kind of stuff, that's where I tend to be. But I don't think necessarily that, because obviously you can read it in a certain way where it's like, this doesn't necessarily contradict science. It can be read in a way that, goes along with it. It's more that there's nothing in anything that I've read so far that convinces me that it's true, that like, it's like, this couldn't have been written by just a man.
Yeah.
Or this couldn't be. And I think as well, there was one slight angle that people were going, oh, if you believe in the Big Bang and then you think that that's inconsistent with the Bible, you can read it, you can just change your interpretation.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? It's interpretation.
Yeah. It's not necessarily that they contradict, therefore I don't believe in God or any of the religions. It's the evidence that's been presented is just insufficient for me.
That's very true. Like they would read the Bible and say, or interpret it as though God made Earth, the universe, using the Big Bang. But if I were to read the same thing, I might interpret it like differently. He didn't even acknowledge the Big Bang or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think quite a lot of people were asking as well, like what kind of resources can we listen to where we can hear both sides? Because obviously we're kind of putting forward our point of view, but there's quite a lot on sort of modern day debates and that sort of stuff that I've watched that sort of have titles like people to speak about that Cliff guy. Have you seen him on TikTok?
No,
sort of stands outside universities and he's very well spoken, has very reasonable arguments, and I can definitely see why he'd be quite convincing. And he does a lot of these debates on there, along with people like I think Muhammad Hijab has been on, but a lot of Muslim communicators and Christian communicators and stuff like that have been on these, and they sort of argue the case. And you can type of sort of search in debates: is Christianity true? Is Islam true?
Yeah. And
watch them and see if you are convinced of either side. And it is really interesting because I am very much waiting for the day when they go, here is this evidence that, means that it just couldn't be man-made, but I'm not convinced. But like everyone's saying, we need to just get someone on that knows so much about it so they can be like, here is why I genuinely believe. And I think it could be such an interesting
I agree.
discussion, especially the way we approach it. Because I think if you are a man of science like we are, you kind of have to be open-minded to anything, because the whole point is that if there's sufficient evidence, you should believe something.
Yeah, exactly.
So if we're presented with it,
we're going to believe it.
Who knows?
Guys, our brains are like Play-Doh or mush. You can mold them, make us believe what you want.
Yeah. And then the final thing is a lot of people were asking for sort of like resources on where to find the stuff that we find interesting. So I would say for me, there's for evolution, which I talk about a lot. A lot of people have so many questions and I wish I could reply to them all, but there's a guy called Forrest Valkai and he's got a series called The Light of Evolution, and it explains how we know it's real, how we know it's true, all the evidence, how we figured it out. Amazing, like in the most engaging and enjoyable way, has this like mini series. Yeah, it's called The Light of Evolution. Give that a watch and there'll be very little doubt in your mind. And it should answer all your questions. And what would you say if people want to find out more about physics and the Big Bang and the creation of the universe? And
I think the best thing for that is to watch or read some of Brian Cox's books or his documentaries, because he explains it in a way that anyone can understand it. And so you're not going to get bored or frustrated with terminology you don't understand. It's very easy to digest.
Yeah.
And it makes it interesting. And he's a really cool guy. So he's definitely my favorite in the field.
There was a comment saying, get him on.
I would love to get him on. But
that is the goal.
Give us time, guys. Give us time.
We'll try. And yeah, he actually, I checked his Instagram bio is something like talking about how he loves learning how the world works. But he's becoming increasingly interested in the question of why.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
So he's definitely, as much as he loves the science of the cosmos and, you know, physics and all that kind of stuff, he definitely has a big interest in philosophy of why.
Yeah, he's really interesting. And he debates people very well as well, like respectfully.
Yeah.
Makes good points and stuff. So
yeah,
he's definitely good for that sort of stuff.
And I think one other thing is there's a bunch of shows on YouTube that are getting really big now, like the Atheist Experience and the Atheist Experience and The Line and stuff. And it is people like Forrest Valkai, Matt Dillahunty, who religious people can call in. So if you have an idea of an argument where you go like, this persuaded me, or I believe in this because of this, you can search up that argument and watch people debate it and see if it holds up in your mind. And Bart Ehrman as well is a great one. Have you heard him speak about?
No.
He's sort of a historian that looks at sort of Jesus and the life of Jesus and the Bible and stuff. And it's so interesting. I think he started out as a Christian, then learned about it, and then is now an atheist. But the way he talks about it is really cool. But he has a lot of debates with Christians who are also pretty persuasive. So there's just so much cool content about this kind of stuff.
Yeah, there is.
And so many people who are so good at speaking. Like Muhammad Hijab, I don't know if you've seen him.
I haven't, no.
Yeah, he's always at Speaker's Corner in London. He speaks very well about Islam and very, very well versed, very intelligent man in terms of theology and philosophy. But yeah, there are so many. And have you heard of the Muslim Lantern?
No.
He's another really good one. He just speaks in such a really nice way. I feel like you'd have the most enjoyable conversation with him. I actually found him because he did a video on evolution saying that it's not true. It was a bit disappointing. The video, I think he kind of just got a fair amount of things wrong, like didn't quite understand like what the actual arguments for evolution were.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm definitely not the scientist to discuss that with him. You know, there are plenty of scientists that have responded to his video and stuff, but the way he speaks and stuff, like just have so much admiration for so many people that, you know, people aren't, you're an idiot for believing this.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
You're going to hell. It's like, I want to know more about why you think this. And
yeah,
I think that's probably why people really enjoyed listening to the last episode, even if they were disagreeing with us, because they kind of didn't feel like we were saying anything disrespectful to them or any of their beliefs.
No, we're just sharing our beliefs. It's not that we believe we're right. It's just everyone interprets things in their own ways. You know what I mean?
So that was last week's episode. So we thought we'd, you know, touch on that at the beginning because I thought there was some stuff that you guys, a lot of comments that you guys left that I thought we could address in general rather than going through each one.
Yeah.
And so now maybe a slightly more lighthearted topic. What else you've been up to? We were in the last Sidemen Sunday together.
We were.
That was good fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So what were we doing?
We were hunting. So there was, the Sidemen were split into two teams. Josh, who orchestrated the video, threw a dart at the map of the United Kingdom. Originally, it landed in the ocean. They threw it again. And it landed in Leominster.
Leominster.
We were pronouncing Leominster for ages. Like basically the whole video.
It's written like that, to be fair.
I know, yeah. And so both the Sidemen teams had to get there whilst completing challenges that Josh had given them. But they didn't know we were going to be hunting them after they set off. They'd set off like 40 minutes before us. Then they get a call from Josh, and it's us saying, we're hunting you. Who we were hunting? We were hunting Vic, Harry,
and
Randy.
Randolph, yeah.
And we were just basically chasing them down across the UK, getting trains, getting in mum's cars.
Yeah, so it annoyingly didn't take up that much of the video for how we were on this train.
God.
So we were at the platform and we hear this knock at the window and it's a lady waving.
Yeah.
And then we get on, and for those who have seen it will have seen this bit where she's sort of just like, oh my God, Isaac, like calling him by name.
Yeah, which is really odd to me because most people just say, Italian batch, your batch.
Yeah.
They rarely use my name in real life. So all I could hear was, Isaac, Isaac, Isaac. I was like, who the fuck is this?
And she was just the biggest fan of him ever. Has a son that evidently watches your YouTube videos and she loves your TikToks.
Yeah.
And this train was 1 hour and 8 minutes. And the entire time, the women, they all kind of figured out that you were famous. I think one of the guys near us asked how many followers you had. And you said, was it 1.8 million? Is that true?
It's 1.9 now.
Gosh.
Suck it. No.
That's so disrespectful.
Suck it. No, that's
I
just
brought
a
it
separate
up.
comment. No, but the funniest thing is we stood up in the middle to begin with. There was no seats, although they had seats next to them. So after 5 minutes of standing up, she was like, or all of them were like, oh, come sit down, come sit down. I was like, I've got to be with a camera. We're filming a video. So I'm just come sit down. And I was like, okay, I'll come sit down for 1 minute, speak to them. I don't know. They watched my TikTok, so I speak to them and then I'll go back up. Sat down. So there's 4 seats here. I'm sat with 3 mums. And then there's 4 seats here. 2 businessmen sat there. And they were like, oh, Arthur and the cameraman, you can come and sit here. You got Arthur sitting next to 2 businessmen with the cameraman. And then me just with 3 mums with loads of alcohol and snacks in front of us and stuff like that. And there was comments on the video like, it's so funny seeing the juxtaposition of the camera change from me to then Arthur just sat there with 2 businessmen.
Who had some interest. They did ask what it was all about,
cool,
but they didn't really get it too much.
But it was so
they were
different.
very nice. But the mums were just...
They were crazy.
Yeah.
Genuinely crazy.
So it was one of their birthdays. I don't think this made it in. It was one of their birthdays. And they were like, if you've got time, you can come back to mine and decorate my cake with me. I was like, what sort of euphemism is that?
Yeah.
Sort of euphemism is that?
And then one of them had like a party bus. They were saying, come back to mine to the party bus or something. I don't know. I felt like a fever dream what was going on. I really had no idea what was happening.
We were 4 hours from London and one of the mums said, if you want, we're going up to London tomorrow. You can come and stay the night. Yeah, they were. Which is just...
Honestly, we were set for life there.
Yeah.
We almost binned off the Sidemen video. We had a place to lay our head. We had activities. We could have filmed a YouTube video of us decorating cakes.
It was crazy.
We almost just binned off the Sidemen video and did our own thing.
Can you imagine those kids at school the next day and everyone's just like, your mums were MILFs on the Sidemen video trying to shag a pair of TikTokers.
That's another thing, is that they kept handing me their phones of like their kids on their mobile. Half of them didn't know who I was. So the one opposite me, it was really her who recognized me because her son loves my stuff and she watches some of my TikToks.
Shout out him, he's probably watching.
Yeah, shout out you guys. You probably are watching. And so then I was speaking to him.
She's probably turned it off.
Yeah.
You're like, don't listen to this.
I was speaking to him on the phone and then I've got someone else handing me a phone, the birthday mum, and they didn't really know who I was. And I was like, oh, you're right? He was like, who's this? I was like, Italian badge. I've just sat with your mums here. He's like, oh, right. Can I speak to my mum? So I can hand you back. And then the one next to me is texting her daughter or whatever. And she's like, I've got Italian batch sat next to me. And she said something like, oh, he's well cringe or something. But then a couple messages later, she was like, oh, he's really funny. I love him. So she switched up real quick. And then we get off the train. Well, actually, we secured a lift from these guys, didn't we?
Yeah. The one next to you.
They were all trying to give us a lift. And then they wanted to like ride in convoy to the final point where we were going to meet the Sidemen because it was like 10 minutes away or 20 minutes away from the station. And we'd have to try and get a taxi. So it actually came in clutch because if we hadn't have got the lift, we wouldn't have caught the Sidemen.
No, because we would have been waiting for a taxi for ages because we're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, and there was literally like a minute. If we were late by a minute, the Sidemen would have beat us there.
Yeah, it was so tight.
But we got in the back when we got off the platform. All of their kids were there pretty much. Met us there. We came outside with them. They wanted to come with us to the final location, but we had to break the news. Obviously, we can't bring like a whole convoy to like a Sidemen shoot at the end. It was kind of hard to break the news, but they were fine with it. And then we got in the back of a van for one of these mums and her husband.
The one that was sat next to you. It's because they didn't have their kids with them. All the other mums had their kids, and we were like, if we walk up to a Sidemen thing and they would just mob the Sidemen and tell their mates and stuff. So we were like, we can't go with you. But then one of them was like, we've got no kids, just hop in our van. And we said yes.
It was like, fine.
It would be so easy to
honestly,
to abduct.
They could have killed us to death.
Yeah.
We literally.
Our remains could have been in that forest.
Yeah. One of the top comments was, they've got no survival instinct.
Yeah, we did not.
But they took us to the final location. What's funnier though is the fact that the one who was sat next to me and we got in her van in the end posted a TikTok because she was filming us loads whilst we were on the train. She posted a TikTok before the Sidemen video released, and it was titled something really weird, which had nothing to do with us. It was like Italian Bach excited for the Eurovision or something like that, which had nothing to do with it. And it was like a mum edit with mum's song in the background. It was like, it's gonna be a good dun, 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 dun. And it was just images of us on the train and stuff like that. And
in
then
the back of their family car.
Their van, just us in the back of their van with, it's gonna be a good time. And the video got like over 100,000 views, and people are like, what the hell is going on? Why are they just in the back of their van? What is this? And the mum is responding to the comments saying, they just wanted to join our family day out.
Yeah,
it's true. We got insisted.
Yeah, we got, honestly, they offered they were insistent, and they made it as if we were just insisting on joining their random day out. Yeah. It was so bizarre.
We did actually consider at one point, we'll be honest, binning off the lift from them and just getting taxis, because our survival instinct did kick in a little bit. Yeah. We were thinking, okay, what if they bring us back to their house by accident?
Which was so
should
realistic.
We just get a taxi? We don't know what's going to happen here. But
and that woman who was sat next to you that gave us the lift and did the TikTok was playing the baby reindeer Martha role the whole time. Yeah. She was going like, oh, can I have a cup of tea? I've got no money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like doing this terrible accent. It was so bizarre, and just kept being like.
I thought she actually wanted a cup of tea, because at that moment, the trolley came past, and I was like, I'll get you a cup of tea if you want a cup of tea.
She was just pretending to be Martha and like saying all of Martha's lines, calling him baby reindeer. And I was like, this is just, it was so bizarre.
And in the Sidemen video, it was probably like a 2-minute cameo or something, or probably less than that even.
But it was an hour straight of just phone calls, videos, clips.
It was crazy, genuinely crazy.
Yeah.
But that video was a lot of fun to film. It really was. And shall we say it? I'm going to say it.
Say what?
We caught the Sidemen. We got a cash prize, guys.
We did. Sorry for the spoilers, but you should have watched it by now. It's been out. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If you haven't watched it, well, too late. Yeah. We've just explained. Oh, we've only explained
we've explained the smallest bit, and it's not really relevant to the video. The video's enjoyable because it's so much fun.
We're not telling you which Sidemen team won. That's actually the point of the video.
That is true, because catching them only gave them an 8-minute delay.
That's all it was, guys. That's all we were. We were there to delay them.
But yeah, it was so fun. And there was one bit that's kind of stuck with me. Everyone keeps telling me that I look like I should have a peanut allergy now. So there's a bit when I'm running, and we've spoken about this on the podcast about how outrageously fast I am. Just how
outrageously fast.
I unfortunately am the fastest YouTuber probably ever.
Okay. He is pretty quick, to be fair. I should have mentioned that actually. As soon as we start recording, he's running everywhere. Me and the cameraman are just like, what the fuck? We get off a train, next thing we know, he's just gone. Because
we're chasing the Sidemen, so we've got to catch the quick trains.
Watch it.
So I'm sprinting, and Bach just goes, what is it you say?
You were running.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's actually freakishly quick. He doesn't look like he should be quick. He looks like he should have a nut allergy. And then he was just stood at the end of the corridor because he'd ran all the way down there. He's like, stop telling people I look like I have a nut allergy. And it was one of the top comments was the fact that it looks like he's got a nut allergy, but he doesn't.
Yeah, people love that. So
that's just part of your character.
Stuck with me, but I don't know. I'm not allergic to anything actually. Whereas
Which is a miracle,
are allergic to the grass outside.
I've got hay fever.
And
Can you
pollen.
guys tell? Yes.
How embarrassing.
But I'm on
Scared
steroids
of flowers.
For it.
A greenhouse is this guy's nightmare. You know how embarrassing that is.
Well, actually, you'd probably be growing tomatoes and stuff like that in a greenhouse. Look it up, pal.
Probably right.
Clearly, you haven't got a green thumb.
I actually did have a greenhouse, but I did plant flowers in there. So
Sorry, me and all the
Why is
gardeners
that
right
weird?
now are laughing our heads off.
No one's laughing at that.
You should be growing vegetables in there.
Why? I just buy them from the supermarket.
One, because they thrive in there. Two, food crisis as well.
There is a food crisis, to be fair. But I just love the smell of flowers and growing my own.
Speaking of flowers, lilies I'm allergic to.
No way.
Yeah.
I think cats are allergic to lilies.
Yeah, it's poisonous to them.
Hey, Lara. Lara. People love Lara now. We spoke to Lara in the Chris episode, and then in the Patreon exclusive monthly video, which probably won't be out by the time this is, or it might be, but Lara's in it loads, and now everyone loves Lara. Lara, what is it with lilies and cats?
The entire lily plant is toxic.
Can they hear you, by the way? Have you got a mic?
It's like Lara is just Siri. It sounds like
Lara's just read out the coolest
Just
paragraph
Alexa.
ever. We need to get Lara a mic. Just basically
No,
saying
it's going
that
straight to her head. It's going straight to her
eating
head.
lilies and drinking the water from the vase will cause cats to have liver failure. So
Yes, and I'm sure it would happen to dogs as well. So
If you
keep
guys-
them away.
if you guys haven't smashed like on this or subscribed or given this a 5-star rating after Lara's done that, I don't know what else we could possibly introduce to this podcast. So smash one like equals one Lara.
One like is one Lara. Yeah, and people keep calling her Laura as well.
Yeah,
Keep that coming. Keep that coming.
Actually, don't ever call her Lara. Call her different weird spin-offs.
Yeah, and
Lauren,
only call
Laura.
Arthur from now on
No,
because he
Martha.
smells like sick.
What?
Bartha.
I smell great.
Arthur, he smells like sick in real
Everyone
life.
always says that I smell nice. I'm such a
Smells like sick in real life, guys.
That's such a weird. That's just so not
And
true.
see, this is what I'm
Anyone
talking
who's
about.
ever smelt me.
This is what I mean. I'm creating an aura around you. Everyone's created a short king aura around ChrisMD. Guys, he's 5'11". But if I keep telling people that he smells like sick and he looks like he has a nut allergy, I'm
my
creating
goodness.
an aura
You
for
can't
him.
gaslight, because that's a horrible thing. Looking like I have a nut allergy is fine, but I put a lot of effort into trying to smell nice.
Funny story about nut allergy. Do you want to hear it?
Go on.
Thank you. I was on a flight. Okay, fun fact, right? One of my best friends lives in the same place I live, okay? And my family were going on holiday to Mexico. And so was his family. At the same time, we happened to be on the same flight. What are the chances of this? Bear in mind, we live 1 minute away from each other. We're on the same flight. Me and my family, we're buying snacks for the flight. It's like an 8-hour flight. We need snacks. Plus, I like sweet treats. So I wanted to get some sweet treats. Most of our snacks are peanut related. Mum's got peanut brittle. I've got, she didn't have peanut brittle. I don't know what that is. I had peanut M&Ms. Dad had peanut M&Ms. There's an announcement before the flight sets off. You're not allowed to eat nuts. Someone on this plane has a nut allergy. It was my friend's sister.
No, that's so embarrassing.
That's right. And we couldn't eat any of our snacks because of you. That's why I don't like anyone with a nut allergy.
That's actually
Especially
so
this
valid.
guy.
You've had trauma.
Exactly. I had trauma. Do you know how hungry I was on that?
Whilst we're speaking about such a serious topic,
Yes.
I think we need to address some allegations from the Sidemen Sunday video, which is that it was fixed. Because there was
Was
a
that really a
man
thing?
that was insisting they're on the platform 3 to Birmingham. And I was like, gaslighter.
Oh,
I was like, you're a liar, sir. I don't believe you. They've paid you off. And they actually
What,
were
people
on that
thi-
train the whole time.
People think that's fixed.
And there were loads of comments, and I had a couple of messages being like, it was so obvious that you knew that he was telling the truth.
What you didn't see is we went back and forth with that guy loads. Like
Yeah,
you
we
only
did.
really saw, we turned up, he said they were somewhere else. Me and Arthur were like, no, you're lying. And then, because also you guys are seeing beforehand the guy tell the truth to both teams. So you know that in your subconscious, you know the guy's telling the truth. In our subconscious, we're not trusting anyone here because we think Harry might rock up and say, if you see guys with camera, tell them we're on that platform. That's what's going through our brain, okay? We get on the train after we ignore what he says. We come back off because we changed our mind. We spoke to him again, went back on the train, changed our mind, came back off, spoke to him again. We spoke to this guy like 3-4 times.
We got on and off the train several times.
And he had a cheeky smirk as well, so I didn't trust him.
He was definitely a Sidemen fan as well, you could tell. Like, he
Yeah.
was calling Josh like Zerka and stuff.
Exactly.
And we were like, this guy's a Sidemen fan. He's obviously... And we were like, we're going to Leominster on the far west coast.
Yes.
And he was like, they're on a train to Birmingham, which is almost the other direction. It's just kind of like
Yeah.
straight north. And we were like, I doubt it. This is the train to Leominster.
Yeah.
And that train to Birmingham. I doubt it. And the train was about to take off. And so we were like, we're not going to go check the Birmingham train because I don't believe you.
we didn't believe a word that guy said.
And he was telling the truth the entire time.
And now I feel bad because he was actually looking out for us.
He was trying to help us. We're sorry, that guy, for listening to the podcast.
Also, the fact was, okay, so we got there. We decided, okay, we'll go through after we ignored him. Then we came back to speak to him again. And he said, oh, there's been a signaling failure. There's a signaling issue. We're keeping everyone here. And he was keeping everyone behind. There was like 20, 50 people just behind this barrier. And he's like, no, we can't let you get on that train. We're like, no, you're lying. You're lying. We were calling him a liar about the signal issue. We ran down to check the whole. We were like, we're not getting on the train. We're not getting on. We're just going to check it. We ignored what he said there. The guy was trying to help us a lot, actually. And we ended up sitting on that train for 40 minutes and then it got cancelled. If we listened to him about the signalling failure or issue, whatever it was, we would have been on a different train.
Yeah, we probably would have caught them at Euston right at the start of the video.
Yeah.
And saved a long day of travelling. But then you would have never met the MILFs, so...
You would have never met the MILFs.
Swings and roundabouts.
Still speaks to them to this day. Still on email with them. They're sending emails.
Yeah, I get 3,000 a day. Hello, baby reindeer.
Yeah,
leave me alone.
What was it? I was going to say something else about that guy with the train. Yeah, another thing. People were saying, a lot of people were angry with us, thinking we weren't trying, or because we on the map. Everyone else was going up to Birmingham, but we were going down to South Wales to go up. Everyone thought we were so much further away from the final destination. The truth is, we were on the quickest train to Leicester. It was the most direct route, and it made the most sense. And guess what? It worked.
Yeah, exactly.
Sound effect.
We were a bit useless at times.
Yeah.
But I mean...
It's content, guys.
Yeah, there are parts where you're like, oh, if I do this, it's slightly funnier, and like, we don't necessarily want to catch them as much earlier. So we would like, so for example, we did go for a pint right at the start.
Yes.
And if we really wanted to catch them early, we maybe would have gone a bit faster, but we were like, oh, we'll give them a bit of a head start, have a pint. Like at the end of the day, people want to watch us have fun. And obviously the longer we last on the video, the better.
That's a bit of insight into our lives. It's all a performance.
Yeah.
We got to think in a video, what's more important, trying hard and catching the Sidemen within half an hour or making it funny and lasting the whole video? What's better for us? See what I'm saying? But
even having said that was the reason we went for a pint and didn't chase them straight away. Yeah. But that's definitely not the reason we failed at the station. At the station, we were so convinced they were going to be on this train. We searched in every toilet cubicle twice, searched every carriage. Like we were there for like an hour at Euston.
We genuinely thought we were going to get them. But then also, you don't see a lot of deliberation off camera. We were thinking, oh, what if Harry... Oh no, we were tracking Randy's phone at that point. What if Randy's left his phone at Euston and they're on a different train and they're trying to throw us off? The marker kept moving in and out of Euston. We were thinking, do we go up and check the restaurants? They could have been on any platform. There's like 16 platforms at Euston. Yeah. We just went to the one that's going straight to Leicester.
And it was just about to leave. So if we went off that train and checked the other train and that one had taken off and we'd seen their location moving with it, we would have been like, there's no possible way for us to catch up.
Yeah. So we really wanted to catch them as well.
Yeah, we really did.
There was a prize for it.
Which we didn't even know.
Which we didn't know till we got it.
And then we got it and they were like, oh, by the way, cash prize. And we're like, thanks, guys.
Yes. Thanks, guys. Yeah, well, Vic sort of mentioned something. When we caught him, he was like, oh, you guys getting paid now? And I was thinking, what do you mean by that? And then it was one of the cameramen who revealed it afterwards. We're like,
yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a good day. Though. It was such a good day.
Yeah.
Nothing better. I loved it, hanging out with Arthur.
Yeah, and it was quite cool as well because I managed the same day to upload the vlog of us going to Clarkson's farm with George Clarkey.
Oh yeah.
And it must have just given it a boost because it was like a 1 out of 10. But you're speaking at the moment a lot about, and it was the first time I've done a video. A lot of my videos are very highly edited. I spend a long time with editors working on them. There seems to be almost like a Mr. Beastification of YouTube at the moment where there are people, obviously a lot of you guys enjoy Slushy Noobs, which I told Batch, by the way, George Clarkey and Arthur Hill and ChrisMD have never even heard of the Slushy Noobs.
Cancel them.
Which is
Cancel
crazy.
Them. They've fallen off. If they don't know who they are, cancel them right now.
They're out of touch in my opinion.
They're out of touch.
But they're these American guys and they're quite similar to us. They're sort of a bit funny and goofy.
And cute.
But they upload a podcast and it's just one angle sat next to each other.
Yeah.
No editing. They don't do a thumbnail. It's a freeze frame from the video. They do silly videos that me and Batch want to do, like playing Roblox, Minecraft, Fortnite together. Just a half an hour unedited video of them just having fun, and they do so well. And
that's what people want now.
Yeah, I'd love to hear you guys on what you guys think about that type of content. Like, would you rather one video a week that's very highly edited?
Yeah.
Or would you rather a daily video for a week of us playing Minecraft where it's not edited, but you can just kind of go, oh, I can just sit back and chill and just watch this video?
I think that's what it is. I think it's definitely loads of the biggest YouTubers now. All the videos are very, not overproduced, but very well produced. Lots of editing. The thumbnail will take people hours. They'll A/B test it, which means they'll have 2 different thumbnails. They'll test on the audience, see which gets a better click-through rate. It's just a big business, basically. And so YouTube's become more like mainstream media than a platform where you just upload funky, I don't know why I said the word funky. Spunky, that's better.
What?
Videos. Goofy,
how is that better?
Goofy, fun videos, down to earth. Videos aren't down to earth anymore. And so when people see a video without a thumbnail, they've not put effort into the title. The video is like not very over edited or anything like that. It's just very relaxed. It's more down to earth and more natural and more raw, and people like that now. It's more calming to watch. I've been trying to do it with my stuff. I think it's working, to try and just chill things out. And it also works better as in, like, you'll go back and forth with your editors probably quite a lot to get something right. But if you just like chop the editing in half, or if you chop it into a quarter of the amount that you do, you get the same amount of views, but in half the time.
Yeah, I definitely going to try, because with that vlog, like, people loved it. It's my best performing video of the year by an absolute mile. Like, and it is literally, I filmed it on my iPhone. The thumbnail is just a screenshot from the outro of me, Batch, and George sat next to each other. And it's just a bunch of funny clips, one after each other. No editing, no real effects.
Yeah.
The only thing I did really was put those little chapter markers. So it was like a black screen with a bit of text to add context to like what's coming next. But it was so enjoyable to watch back, because I'm just like, oh, it feels like I'm just hanging out with a bunch of mates. So,
and I really enjoyed watching it as well.
Thanks.
It's like 20 minutes. It doesn't feel 20 minutes. It feels quick. It's really good. And that's what I mean. Something like, it feels very natural and raw, and like you're just hanging out with the people on screen. Whereas like a Mr. Beast video, nothing wrong with a Mr. Beast video. People love Mr. Beast videos for being Mr. Beast videos.
Yeah.
But when you're in bed, maybe you want something just chill to put on before you go to sleep, whatever. It's just nice to have something like that where it's like relaxing. Everything is overstimulating nowadays. Like even TikTok, clips on TikTok, everything's very overstimulating. Sometimes your brain needs a rest. I think that's why those videos are doing better.
And and if you guys, go on.
I was about to say the same thing. Hit it.
If you guys want to see content like that, we can do it. Come on, that was clean.
We'll basically, like the vlog Arthur did, think about that, but more of it.
Yeah, Batch actually had a plan to do one. We're going to do one very soon with him.
Yeah.
And I think we do just want to do, so we'll do the monthly Patreon videos. And that will just be sort of us, you know, a bit similar to this, just sort of doing fun stuff. But on our own channels, definitely we're going to do a lot of, I think, just fun, chilled stuff that's like Minecraft, Fortnite, because the solo videos are really good fun. Yeah. But people definitely prefer a duo. Like it's a bit more fun because it feels like you're a third person hanging out with a group of friends rather than just like you one-on-one. So
it's a lot easier when you're bouncing off each other as well. There's so many funny moments that come out of that. Like I genuinely really enjoy watching the Slushy Noobs video. I just watched one with my girlfriend last night where the night before, they were not that matters. They were just playing a game, you know, the rock climbing game. They were just playing that for like 40 minutes, and I watched the whole thing through. It's just nice. It's just nice to watch.
Yeah,
that could be us.
That was why I made my second channel, because I used to love watching Mr. PewDiePie's videos.
Mr. PewDiePie, sir. PewDiePie.
Where you just once a day, you just be like, oh, he's just going to chill and just scroll through Reddit for 10 minutes, or watch a funny video on how things are made, or look at a bunch of memes, and it's like, you don't really have to think too much, or it doesn't have to be overly edited. It's just like, you're just chilling with him.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I wanted my Arthur Frederick YouTube channel to really be.
Like, yeah.
And now Cinnamon Toast Ken does a lot of videos with PewDiePie, but he's got his mate. And you watch the duo videos and they're just so much fun.
Yeah, they're
great.
And
they can watch anything.
That's what I think the benefit of it is, like, now if we're making a video, we really need to think of the idea. Sometimes you'll script some stuff. You need to be thinking of the thumbnail and the title and everything. It becomes like just more of a job than fun. Whereas when you strip all that away, like the Slushy Noobs do, and it's just, you can make a video on anything, absolutely anything. If you're just playing a game or opening fan mail or going on a walk like around a museum or something or anything. And it's just fun because you're having fun in the video. It's not a job. You know what I mean?
Whilst we're speaking about Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
Have you seen a small amount of, not controversy, but he's trending on Twitter a little bit at the moment. So he did a tweet. I put people who had never met before in a room and gave them $500,000 if they stayed for 100 days. I think that video was about 5 months ago, but someone quote tweeted it the other day with, "It's insane that the world's biggest YouTuber is basically Jigsaw." What are your thoughts on that? Because he is literally, it's borderline like, how much suffering can you tolerate for this money? He's not quite going, survive this and you won't die, which is what Jigsaw does. He goes, I'm going to give you money, and obviously they can walk out at any time. But it's a little bit like, this is going to be so awful for you for 100 days. And he's always like burying people underground or putting them in a circle. I mean, I personally, I would love to do it.
Yeah.
If Mr. Beast ever reached out and was like, oh, you guys go in a supermarket for 100 days.
Yeah.
And if you don't leave, you'd make money. I would happily do it. So these people are obviously consenting. They want to do it. It's a challenge for them. But it's kind of, it's just got a funny vibe to it.
It does. I think that the thing is with Mr. Beast, he has to continue to top his videos.
Yeah.
Now that he makes such spectacle videos, you can't have people in a circle for a week anymore.
No.
It has to be longer.
It has to be 100 days
and it has to be longer. It has to, and it will become like a year maybe at some point, or Desert Island, have them on there for a month, or he'll do some crazy stuff. Yeah. I think people think too in depth about it. It does feel a little like Jigsaw-ish, but like you said, they're all consenting individuals. They could win money out of it. And most of the time, Jimmy will give people money for leaving early or something, you know, and he looks after people, I'm sure. So,
and he does do so much good stuff with the money. Like, he's got
really
all this philanthropy, and I think he's evidently, you can tell deep down, like, he is a good person.
Yeah. He's my king. I love him.
Yeah. He'll probably have that sort of like Steve Jobs-y type in him, where he'll be like this isn't done right. So I imagine some people who work with him will be like, damn, he was a bit scary or stern and stuff. But deep down, I think you can tell he's a good person. Yeah, well, you can't be the best if you can't just be like, oh, I don't really like that thumbnail, but nah, it'll do. If you're Mr. Beast and you're wanting to break world records of, you know, most views on a video, he's got about, it's not good enough, do it again. Yeah.
And I don't know if you've watched like his like podcasts he's been on and stuff like that, and when he's spoken about stuff, I love listening to that because I really, and I know you love like YouTube analytics as well. You'd find it so interesting when he talks about it, because he knows so much about it just from studying it. Hearing him speak about it is really interesting, and it all makes so much sense. It really does.
And he's done videos with the boys. That he did that private jet one, last to take your finger off.
Yeah, that's cool.
That Harry one, and the boys were all like, he's a lovely bloke.
Yeah.
Definitely like a boss man.
Yeah.
But
which is funny because like it just shows like because you can see the progression on his account. I wouldn't say nervous, but he kind of looked like a sort of anxious kid when he first started making videos, like not so confident. But now you look at him, he's like shouting in the mic. He's really confident with how he portrays himself. It's really cool to see someone's progression on YouTube, and he's documented the whole thing, so it's really cool.
I wonder how much overlap we have, because obviously we have a lot of overlap with Slushy Noobs, evidently, because when we talk about them, people start gushing. But
they start getting
make
slushy.
Such different content to Mr. Beast. We're so much more towards, this is just us chilling, rather than, oh my God, this type of stuff. I wonder if there are people that watch both. So let us know if you're a Mr. Beast enjoyer.
I used to really want to make videos like Mr. Beast.
Yeah, me too.
But I think now, like, another example is like, I really like Ryan Trahan. Yeah. And he does a really good job of making his videos very down to earth. Like, they're not over edited. The edits are very clean and like minimal and satisfying.
That's what I was going for with the Clarkson vlog. I was like, because he films with an iPhone a lot as well.
He does, yeah. You don't need to be filming with like the best camera or anything like that. Filming with the iPhone's great. And speaking of filming with the iPhone, I don't know if you saw Martin from Slushy Noobs. His girlfriend, Mandy, has just started a YouTube channel called Mandy's iPhone. And she basically vlogged their trip away. I can't remember where they went. The video's got almost 200,000 views in like a few days. Her first video on the account.
That is mental.
People love that like relaxed vibe now. And people were saying on yours, this feels like like 2012 YouTube.
Yeah.
Because it does. And that's what was popping back then was vlogs. I think vlogs are coming around again.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to do it like now if I go on a big shoot. Like when we do a Chris video, when we went to Norway, it was genuinely one of the most stunning places I've ever been in my life. But because he makes the football version of Mr. Beast videos, everything else is like, great goal, funny joke, great goal, like cracking bit of scenery.
Yeah.
But I think people would have loved to have just seen us like chilling at the airport and looking at the mountains and going for a snowy walk and swimming in the lake, which we did, and, you know, going and checking out the local restaurants and interacting with the locals and stuff. And there was just so much cool stuff where I'm now like, every time I get the chance, I'm going to vlog.
Vlog, I would, yeah. People like to see that stuff. They want to know what you, like, a more in-depth look into who you are and what you do.
Definitely.
And what you like.
Yeah.
I was going to say something about, what are your favorite YouTubers like? Do you watch a lot of YouTube now or not?
Not really, no.
Because I was just wondering if you were like, found that your taste has gone from like Mr. Beastified videos to more chilled out videos, because mine definitely have.
I basically only watch educational content.
Oh, really?
Like if I'm at home, I will, and I have time to watch YouTube, it will be chess videos, and I'll watch the best chess players play chess and learn stuff from that. I'll watch debates on mostly religion and theology and philosophy, and other than that, it will just be animals and wildlife and
Before
biology.
That, did you watch any like
Never,
YouTubers?
no.
That's always been
It's always been, I've always been just like I kind of have like an itch in my brain if I'm, it's kind of a bit annoying because it's almost like a bit of toxic productivity where I'm just like, if I'm not learning something, I'm wasting my time.
Right, yeah.
So I don't really tend to watch content that's entertaining.
Yeah, I feel a bit guilty
shame.
like that. Because I don't want to miss out on YouTubers I like posting, but I also don't want to like not be watching some like documentaries or video essays on YouTube about like physics and interesting stuff. So that's what I just started reading in the evenings. So then I'll just do my education, my like feeding my brain then, but then I can watch some brain rot.
I like
beforehand.
that.
Well,
that's literally the next thing I wanted to speak about briefly, because brain rot content is making a serious comeback.
It is.
Like half of Chip, honestly, if you look at my Instagram DMs, it's 10 TikToks a day of it being like Walter White Breaking Bad edits where they've AI generated his mouth to say like, someone loses their edging streak and you think that of me. I am the one who edges to Livy Dunn.
Like this,
and I'm like, what? What the hell is
making
this?
And this stuff must take ages to make as well.
Yeah.
And it'll be like skibbity
toilet.
I don't even know what this stuff means.
Livy Dunn, baby Gronk.
Yeah, what are these terms?
Jinxie.
Well, and that's what I mean. Like when your For You page is full of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Watching a Ryan Trahan video is so nice.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, this is so much better.
Yeah.
Watching someone relax and you don't feel guilty after watching it, but after watching Walter White go, you see someone losing their edging streak, you feel like gross. Don't you?
Yeah, you do. It's like, I can't believe that. But I find it funny. And those like hyper alpha male motivational videos, like,
oh yeah.
And he sends me one with Fortnite quotes. So it's like,
they're funny though.
If you weren't with me with the push, don't be with me when I'm collecting the loot. And he's just sending me them like non-stop throughout the day. And I'm like, this can't be good for my brain.
Do you know what's funny? The funniest part about that is because Chip uses Reels and not TikTok. I feel like I've seen those videos like 5 weeks ago and he's now getting drip fed them.
Yeah,
because Reels are like a month behind.
Oh dear, it is funny. But I feel like we've got a weird mix of it though, because we like speaking about these stuff and then we can have brain rot times. Like have you seen that the Cody Cohen, Noel Miller bit where they're doing the go to at Wacky Splash.
Yeah, Wacky Splash, bro.
And they go for, and I just find it hilarious and I'm like, something is wrong with my brain where I'm sitting there seriously enjoying this.
But I'd like to brand that as goofy, not brain rot.
Yeah,
when it's
ironic.
When it's us doing it, it's ironic and we're being goofy and cool.
Yeah.
But if other people do it, it could be brain rot. Could be perceived as brain rot, I suppose.
It is very funny. You know, speaking of memes.
Yes.
I saw a meme on the internet. Astigmatism. Do you know what astigmatism is?
No, not the pure definition.
So it's curvature of the eye that causes blurred distance and near vision. And there was a tweet that said, driving at night with astigmatism, And it's a photo for our audio listeners. For visual listeners, I'll put the tweet on screen. Driving at night with astigmatism. And it's a photo of someone driving at night where the lights all have like streaks along them. So rather than just being a normal light, they've sort of all got these like diagonal streaks. And then Boo from Monsters Inc. crying in the front seat of the car.
And I've got a confession to make. I peered it at Arthur's iPhone earlier and he was showing me this image. And I said, what, you don't see that? He doesn't see it. I do see that.
I don't.
When I'm driving.
And so loads of people are seeing this tweet and being like, what? I've got astigmatism.
Yeah.
And they're being diagnosed from a meme rather than a medical professional.
No, because I saw something like this a while ago and people were like, oh, doesn't everyone see this? Because I genuinely will see this, like lights appear diagonal, like when you're driving at night. But people in the comments were like, no, you don't all have astigmatism. Sometimes it can be like screen washes on the...
that could be true. I guess it could be water and dust on the screen.
Stuff like, basically people were saying like, don't just diagnose yourself from that. Just not all of you have astigmatism. It can be other things.
Well, I guess the important thing is there a screen between you? Because if you still see that, which a lot of people do, if they wind down the window and look out and they still see that.
Good point. I haven't tested that. But I thought that was normal for ages until I saw the first thing about it that I did.
Yeah. Because when I saw that, I was like, that looks so weird to me.
But I assumed it was the screen doing it and everyone was seeing that. Maybe. I need to stick my head out the
window. Well, I've just moved to an apartment. So I moved from a house on the ground floor to an apartment and have like a view of the city, which is quite nice. So maybe if you're around like an evening for like a breeze or something, we can just open the door and be like, test it.
Did I just get invited on a date, guys?
And we'll put it on the Batch and Arthur Instagram story. It. So go follow our Instagram at Batch and Arthur.
We'll vlog it. Going around Arthur's for cozy gaming night.
Yes, because that's what slushy noobs do. They just have a little camera in the corner and they're just sat next to each other.
They're playing a cozy game. They do.
Should we do that next time you're in London or next time you're on a shoot?
Yes, let's do cozy gaming night.
And then tell us what game you want us to play. I'm guessing Fortnite and Minecraft are going to be the two.
Yeah, probably. Minecraft would be cool.
Minecraft
would be cool, I think.
Yeah.
We could do a let's play.
We could do a let's play.
Go all the way to killing the Ender Dragon.
100 likes on this YouTube video or a 5-star rating on the podcast platforms and we'll do it.
1 million likes.
What?
Come on, we'll boost the engagement.
Then we'll do what?
1 million likes and we will...
We'll play Sims with the mod where we've got their clothes. Right, that laugh has made it so much worse.
We will have intercourse with all the villagers.
What?
I offer you 1 emerald for...
Take your clothes off.
A rim job.
What? You said that in my vlog. You like those, don't you?
I said that in my own video as well.
Weird guy. And 1 billion likes. And we'll turn Lara into a Minecraft villager.
Oh, you can hear it now.
Sorry, Lara.
Sorry.
Get a billion likes,
Lara offers 1 gyros for... She's Greek, by the way.
Yeah.
For us to stop the podcast altogether. Us to get rid of these mics. We don't deserve mics.
So that was pretty much everything I had. But you, however, have 2 things for us.
Yeah. Welcome to a game show.
Welcome
to a game show. So
it's game time.
This is the most requested thing across our whole podcast channel. Everyone wants to know, how well does Arthur know me quiz?
Yeah, people love quizzes. People love the music quiz on Arthur's one and the wolf quiz in the episode 8.
And so I got another quiz for this freak.
So it's how well do I know Batch, which is not
how well
at all.
Yeah, and this is why it's going to be funny because he won't know the answer to probably any of these, I think. But we'll find out.
Bro just wants a few minutes to just have all the focus on him.
That's what I was worried
you're going to
say. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. That's why I didn't make any of them interesting. So you couldn't say...
What?
So that you couldn't say you just wanted to tell people that.
Yeah.
Basically.
Question one, it's 7 inches. Oh, there's no question, sorry.
What colour is it?
You love that.
It's not.
People still comment that. Batch, to finally tell us what colour it is.
Everyone comment this. Arthur, stop putting your glass on the sofa after what happened in the last time incident. Everyone knows what happened there. Everyone was crying. What's my favourite colour?
I'm going to say blue because you wear navy a lot. And you wore that really nice light blue jumper that one time.
Shall I reveal?
Only nice thing you've ever worn. What else could it be?
Do you know what I saw actually on the ChrisMD? A comment was Arthur and Chris showing the 2 variations of NPC t-shirt.
What t-shirt was mine?
Yours was
a Man United top.
No, it wasn't. It was.
What was this on?
Wyoming.
The mountains.
Yeah,
yeah, mine was
like that,
a green
Chris
t-shirt.
was wearing something similar.
Yeah, we just wore mountainous t-shirts.
I just told you
and
NPCs.
you wore something.
And I wore something
related.
really cool and epic. That's why no one said I was an NPC.
You're way too.
Do you want to know what
NPC.
my real favorite color is?
Go on.
Purple.
Oh, so I was close. Just a touch of red.
Blue, yeah, just a touch of red. Just a touch of red.
Purple, interesting. You do have purple background lights in a lot of your videos.
I do. It's a very nice color.
It's a really nice color to watch.
Quite regal.
Got in an Uber the other day where he had purple all over outside, just rimming purple everywhere.
Rimming?
Rim jobs? Like an actual rim job. Like a rim.
What the fuck?
Do you know, like an actual, like they've done work on the rims, like rims of the car wheels, rims of the inside of the car.
You rimming with purple? What the fuck is going on?
Anyway.
Rim till he was purple.
Purple,
Apparently,
interesting. Purple.
Purple. Let's play a game.
Purple.
Now I guess what your favorite color is. So it's not all about me.
Oh, okay, go on.
Green.
No. I have started to like green in just the last year.
I'm going to be honest, it is green.
It's not green.
We'll move on.
It's not green.
Blue.
Yes.
Because you projected on me.
The color of the ocean and the sky.
Because you were projecting on me.
Much of the time. Just
You'll
lovely.
relate to this. I was thinking this yesterday. Purple is my favorite color, but not my favorite color in nature.
Oh.
What's your favorite color in nature? Blue. Your
Blue,
favorite
yeah.
color is blue because of nature.
Yeah.
What you guys got to think
It's
is
Raleigh scattering.
when you have man-made colors set out in front of you, I like the color purple. But when I have nature, like when I see orange is my favorite color in nature.
What?
But if I see orange made by a man, I'm like, what?
Oh,
That's disgusting.
True. Orange is actually a great color in nature.
But if you see like an orange sunset or orange flowers, it's beautiful.
An orange on an orange tree.
An orange on an orange. Do you see what I'm saying though? It's
Yeah.
in nature is completely different.
Orange frogs kind of go hard.
Yeah, the poison dart frogs when they're orange.
Fair enough. I get that.
Now, this one is a test of how much Arthur listens to me. Arthur, what's my favorite takeaway you should remember from the Patreon exclusive we did?
Oh, Thai.
Yes.
Yes. Come on.
Yours is Thai.
Also Thai. We have that in
Yay!
common. 5 me.
And if you want us
It
to
is
eat Thai food
fantastic.
on camera, let us know. We'll do it.
I believe Thailand, the government, said our food is so great. We're going to invest 30 million into training chefs all the way around the world to make our food. And they did this like decades ago. And they were like, let's come up with like a standard set menu. Let's teach people how to make pad Thai, green Thai curry, red Thai curry, all this kind of stuff. And it's worked out so well for them
so
because
glad they did.
it's now everywhere and it's just phenomenal. It's one of the only takeaways I eat where I'm like, I feel healthy.
Yeah, afterwards I feel zen.
Fantastic. Such a great takeaway. What's your go-to?
Guy Samrod.
Whoa, that's good.
Have you had it?
No.
It's like crispy chicken.
It's just
with
less
sweet
like,
coating and
I feel like mine are very basic
oh no, it's just
Thai, like
like
westernized menu.
fried chicken. Coconut rice.
Nice.
What's it called? The Massaman curry?
Oh, Massaman curry's
People
good.
like Massaman curry. I don't know what that's called. Is it crispy lamb where they have like lamb meat and it's like crispy duck, but it's lamb. And instead of a pancake, it's in a lettuce, an iceberg lettuce leaf, which is so fresh and invigorating. But that's probably my favorites.
Yeah, I always go for a green Thai curry with sticky rice, and Thai prawn crackers are so nice in chili sauce. I like duck spring rolls and veg spring rolls. And I also really love a pad Thai. If I go to Wagamama because they don't do a green Thai curry, I'll get a pad Thai and it's just sensational.
You will.
And
I've
fried
seen
duck
them do it.
gyozas, just sensational.
I love gyozas. Oh my God.
Yeah. But yeah, if you want to find out our whole top 10 takeaway food ranking tier list,
And we know you do.
go subscribe to our Patreon, which has grown massively. Which is so good because it does mean that it's worth putting all this time into it.
Yeah.
Obviously, you get to witness the episodes a day early. You get it a day early than everyone else. You get to put your comments there. We often respond to them. We often reply to comments under the posts. But yeah, you've got exclusive content coming up and we're going to do way more cool stuff.
A whole video just for you guys.
Yeah.
You're going to love it.
And you get those videos. They're not entirely exclusive. So
No, you get a month early.
You get them a month early, which is crazy.
Yeah, so you've got bragging rights there.
Yeah.
And you can comment on the video before anyone sees it.
We're going to be making references like this and you're going to be like, I know what they mean.
And you're on inside jokes then, yeah. You're on inside jokes with us.
If you're just a listener or a watcher, we appreciate you just as much. Thanks for spending time with us.
Yeah, sure.
Next question.
When's my birthday?
Is this a...
Read off my
Trick
whole
question.
date of birth.
Have I known you whilst you've had your birthday?
No.
No, it's December the 20th.
You're right about one of those things.
Is it December?
No.
Oh. Is it the 20th?
It's the 20th.
Of November,
No.
October,
No.
August,
No.
July,
No, you skipped it.
September?
Yeah.
Oh,
You skipped it.
yeah, skibbity
Why
toilet.
would you skip?
God knows.
What year?
Every year.
What year was I born?
Hot Fuzz
in?
Enjoyers.
Hot Fuzz Enjoyers?
2001.
No.
2000.
Yeah.
Nice.
Millennium baby. We're the rarest on the earth.
Literally not true.
Look it up. Anyway, your birthday was recently.
Yeah. You've also had the chance to Google this and go on famous birthdays.
Yeah, and I haven't because I'm honest.
I'm the most famous Arthur. We looked at this the other
King
day.
Arthur,
and then Arthur Hill's behind me.
Let me pull this up.
Or is it Arthur
right now.
Miller ahead of us?
Arthur, are you under Arthur TV on there?
Arthur Frederick
Wow.
on famous birthdays.
I've overtaken Isaac Newton,
That's so cool.
by the way. He fell off though.
Yeah.
Arthur Frederick. Oh, I got bad news, pal.
Oh, am I not the most famous Arthur?
No, they've removed you.
What?
I'm joking.
That can't be true.
You are the number one most famous Arthur. Second,
Over Arthur Miller, which is crazy.
I don't know who that is.
George is second only to George Washington. That's going to be a
that's
tough
hard.
one.
Second in Jersey. I assume ChrisMD's number one without pressing on it.
Yes, he is.
11 in pop culture creator. That's crazy high.
That is crazy.
You're the 36th most famous 28-year-old.
That's crazy. But this is famous birthdays. So this is people based on popularity
That's
on famous
crazy.
birthdays.
1,092nd most popular person in the world.
That's,
You're almost top 1,000 people.
I'm
ever.
1092.
Yeah, you are.
Wow. That's cool.
Your birthday's probably 5th of April, I think.
Right, well, you can see it.
No.
An Italian Bach, also known as Isaac Smith. You are 1,436th. So am I more famous than you on famous birthdays?
Bitch. Yeah, you are.
Sorry, pal.
Guys, boost me right now.
You're the most famous Isaac and the most famous person born in Crawley.
Am I the most famous? So I did overtake Isaac Newton, and there was a young YouTube star. Yeah, I've overtaken him as well. Ha. How do you like that?
Yeah.
I think I probably am more famous than Isaac Newton now. He didn't have TikTok, did he? So
I think
didn't know
everyone knows what gravity is, so I think you're losing that one there. Sorry, pal.
Yeah, sure.
But like people
pal.
are surely just going on.
There's no way you still think gravity's real.
What?
There ain't no way, boy. There ain't no way.
You're not a gravity denier, are you?
Gravity's not real, bruh.
What?
Anyway, what? By the way, I'm joking about that. What wolf rank did I get in my test?
Beta.
Yes.
You just reek of beta male.
You guys, we sent these tests off to the government. We got them back, and they were completely legit. I'm 50% beta. He is like, is it like 20 or 30% delta? It said.
Yeah, I'm delta.
The rest of him is.
I'm a runner and a
mystery.
negotiator.
Yes.
At heart.
We didn't speak about running.
Wait, we're coming up to it. Oh no, actually, we were
It's going
going
to be a
speak about running.
5-hour episode.
That's true. We'll do this.
Okay. Yeah, a slight problem. The screen behind isn't working, so I can't stare at my face whilst we're filming this. And also, there's usually a timer on there. So
yeah, we have no idea how long.
So
this
I gauge
podcast
how long
has
it
been.
is. How long has it been, Laura?
An hour.
Oh,
and 9.
nobody's still watching this. Okay. Am I lactose intolerant or lactose tolerant?
Lactose tolerant. You love a glass of milk like me.
Yes. Yeah. I'm going to guess you're lactose tolerant. Do I prefer tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Yes, you
I'm
prefer tea.
I'm a tea man. Yes.
Yes.
God, we're really good at this.
Where did I work before YouTube?
Sainsbury's,
No.
Asda,
No. Shall I just
Lidl.
say
Is it a supermarket?
Yeah.
Sainsbury's, Tesco, Marks and Spencer's.
Yes.
Great supermarket. Good choice.
It's a great supermarket. You were a lawyer.
Yeah. Can't tell you what firm I used to work at, sadly.
No, it's a secret. Is there a point in time where you can reveal that?
I probably wouldn't actively do it. If people want to find out or my firm want to tell people, it's fine.
Okay. Don't go searching, guys. Let his private life stay private.
Yeah.
Right? You'll find out deep, dark secrets you don't want to know about him.
Yeah.
What was my YouTube channel called prior to italianbach? Not the current account, the previous channel name, but the previous channel I had a name.
Isaac Smith Fit.
No, because this
Crazy Werewolf 888.
No.
Oh, it's Isaac
and
TV.
I didn't think you would get this one. No.
Have you told me this one?
Yeah.
Can you tell me what content you were making?
Pineapple War.
Oh, is this the...
Is my balloon Molly pregnant?
Can you give me the first letter?
J.
No, I don't know this one. You're going to say it and I'm like, oh yeah.
Jelly Vids 888.
Oh,
Do you
Jelly
recognise
Vids.
that? Classic. Your name before Arthur Frederick was Arthur TV.
Well, I've got two. I've got Arthur TV where I talk about TV shows and Arthur Frederick.
Exactly. But guys,
what was my one before that?
King Arthur.
No, that's my PlayStation name. My YouTube name.
Banksy Kid.
Yeah. Banksy Kid, man.
Sorry, that's disgusting.
Lara's laughing. Maybe we shouldn't get her a mic because then she'll laugh
just
at me
thrown
more.
up. How many sisters do I have?
Your thing did really make me laugh. It was the only time I've ever laughed out loud at something you said. When I ran up the stairs and you were like, that woman that you just walked past, by the way, you ran past her and she gagged. And I just...
Because he was running everywhere.
Do you remember how loud I laughed in that Sidemen video?
Yeah, I do. But you've laughed like that since, so you're either faking it
I've never laughed at anything you said, I don't think, out loud.
Lara, hasn't he? He laughed earlier. You laughed earlier at something I said. I would remember. I feed off it. Boom! Anyway, how many sisters do I have?
3.
Yes.
How many siblings do I have?
9.
No, I'm one of 9.
8.
Oh, maths. I got you with a maths question. Phrasing.
And you have, most of them are sisters, 7 sisters. Do I why do I write this one down? I was writing this down in a full train. Everyone could probably just see what I was writing. Do I wee sitting down or standing up?
Standing up.
No.
Sitting down.
No.
What?
Yeah, I just want to see your reaction when there was no options left.
No,
I always sit
kneel
down.
sometimes.
I always treat myself. Well, you take a knee.
Take the knee.
Take the knees to show respect.
Some people
straddle it.
Yeah, straddle it, which is bizarre. So they sit on it,
before, though,
but facing the wall.
Yeah, I've tried it. It just feels very wrong.
It's not. Yeah, it's not shaped. For
also,
that.
like that's the worst position to ever be in if anyone was to ever walk in on you on the toilet. Because you also sort of have to be butt naked to assume the straddling position with a t-shirt on. But when you're sat down, you can have your like trousers up to your knees. Same when you're stood up. But when you're straddling it, you physically can't. It's got to be below the bowl.
That's true.
So they'll just see your ass and your legs just. I don't want to think about it really.
Oh dear. Anyway, glad I knew that about you now.
Standing up.
Sorry?
You standing up.
I'm half and half. I sit down to treat myself, but I stand up if I'm in a rush.
Yeah, okay, yeah, fair. Same here. Because also in a urinal, you have to stand up.
I don't use urinals anymore, though.
You got nervous.
I had a guy come up to me and like I was just standing peeing.
Recognized you.
And he just comes up to my face and goes, "You look like Arthur from Arthur TV," right in my face. And I was just there.
From Arthur TV?
Just double handing my dog.
He had a couple of mates helping him out as well. This thing is huge.
And I was like, I can't, this is just so, I can't be standing here.
Damn, he can't even piss in a urinal anymore because of you guys.
Little Arthur just there. And I was like, this is so weird. You could just imagine someone thinking they're funny, just going, it's Snapchat. And I'm just like,
I have always been worried about that, but I've never had it. Ever.
So no, I'm awkward enough as it is in social interactions.
Yeah.
With my peewee in my hands, I'm just like, okay.
I'm actually more worried that someone pushed me from behind and I'll just headbutt the wall.
I did that once at Arthur Hill after Simon Charity match. I did that.
A lot.
But I thought his hands would come out, but he was too drunk, so he just headbutted the marble wall.
I would just headbutt the marble wall as well.
And Chris was stood next to him also eating and just lost his mind at how hilarious it was.
then you're all turning into each other, pissing everywhere, laughing. That's the camaraderie you get with us gentlemen.
Also, it's one ever since, you remember I said, I especially in my 4th year in London, when I came to London, I had loads of Muslim friends. They're all very insistent on like cleaning with water afterwards.
Yes. We're disgusting for not doing it, really.
I do it. Because I had a bidet at home, so I was always used to it. So I'm always clean with water as well.
Same.
And that's always something where when I see people going like, "Oh, you just use toilet roll, or you just shake, you go to the urinal and you just shake and then."
Yeah.
I think that's gross.
Oh, I saw a tweet recently that girls are just finding out that we piss on scented pods in urinals. You know, the scented pods are in all the urinals.
Yeah.
They didn't know they existed because obviously they wouldn't know that. So we're just there pissing on scented pods.
Like urinal cakes.
Yeah, they're like little cakes. They're mushy.
Yeah, and
not that I've ever touched
sometimes they have these really intelligent pads that have like spikes on them.
Yeah.
So that when you pee, it doesn't splash everywhere.
Yeah.
It sort of is lost amongst the spikes.
Like,
and they're like gel and they smell really nice, those pads.
You've seen some of them have like built into the ceramic, like not like a labia, but like a like a fin down the middle that you're supposed to piss on. And it splits it like Moses.
Splits the G. Yeah.
It splits the G.
Sometimes they have a little fly. You ever seen those? They've got like a fly painted on so that they give men something to point at.
I've seen that.
Because it makes you want to pee on the fly.
That's how fucked up we are. Sometimes, and also if you're
men
in like
are gross. Public men's toilets are
they're
vile.
filth. And if
although I hear women's ones are just as bad.
They're worse actually. Euston,
because they squat and hover.
People if people are stood next to you and they don't know how to piss, I'll just turn up. You do it like that, mate. You aim for that bit, and I'll just lean over to theirs and piss on their bit for them and say, "You piss down the middle. You piss down the middle." That's how it's done, and they're always kind about it.
This is why I think the whole like toilets, gendered toilets debate is so stupid, because every toilet should have a full toilet, a sink with access to clean running water and soap, and like privacy. There should be no understools. Like, you should be able to go to the toilet and choose to sit up or stand up or wash your hands or use the sink for clean water and have a bin and have all this kind of stuff. Like, there shouldn't be this divide. Like, everyone should have complete locked away total privacy, so no one can come in and no one can mix, or, you know, and they should be adequately cleaned by people who maintain the toilets. And I just feel like
really passionate about this.
The urinals are just so weird, and toilets where you can kind of see people's feet underneath and hear them and smell them. It's all so weird. Just like,
it is weird.
It should just be, it doesn't matter what gender you are. You should just, you should be entitled to these bare minimum things of hygiene, safety, privacy, security.
Yeah.
Just doesn't make any sense.
But I don't like it when they do like mixed gender bathrooms and it's in like a room.
Why?
Full of cubicles. Because
that's what an airplane toilet's like.
Yeah, but men are dodgy.
I don't know. Well, having lived with many, you've lived with sisters.
If I was but if I was a girl, I wouldn't want to share a toilet with a man.
Well, you don't share. You have you go.
I know that, but I wouldn't want to go into like a room where a man is going into to use toilets. Do you know what I mean? Like, imagine it's just you two going in at that point, because it's not very.
But you have separate cubicles.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'd feel safe with a man just shitting 2 doors down.
Interesting, but you're locked in a room in your own cubicle. Maybe there's definitely a discussion to be had, but my on the face of it instinct is definitely just.
Those ones are nice.
These ones are nice.
The ones in this building are really nice.
The ones in these buildings have they're full toilets.
Neutral.
They've got a sink. They are, although they are gendered, we go into the men's toilets.
Yeah,
they might as well not be, because they're in separate rooms, and I just prefer it. I think it's so much nicer. You should have complete, total, utter privacy.
Speaking of, do you sit down or stand up when you wipe?
Sit down.
Same.
I also remember hearing that half the people stand up.
I don't believe it.
And I just feel like that's dirty because it smushes between your cheeks or something. Yeah. Or I don't know.
You guys have got butt hair. We don't. We're clean, but you guys have got butt hair, and your hair's like grabbing onto it when you stand up a bit.
And apparently, like half of people stand up. Just so bizarre to me.
All of my friends stand up.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm in the minority of people sitting down wiping.
I think you get more access if you're like curved over. So
I think they don't quite understand our technique. That's the problem. They think we're weird for sitting down, because they're like, oh, how, well, your hands in the bowl then? Not really.
What? How deep does the hand go?
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, I don't think they get our technique. You throw your ass up to the heavens and your face is nearly on the tiles on the ground because you got yourself like that.
All right, let's move on to the next question, finding out about you. I've heard enough about how you wipe your bum.
Okay, next question. You're not going to like this one.
Okay.
That was a bit. I'm out of questions. You did them all. That was 10 and you failed.
Oh, wait, I got a good score, I feel.
Let me see how many you got right. So you didn't get my color. You got the favorite takeaway. You didn't get my birthday. Realistically, you didn't. You got my wolf rank. You got lactose intolerant, tea, coffee. Where I worked, you didn't get first time, I'm afraid.
But I knew it was a super
I
market.
was
I get
also a
half mark
cleaner,
for
by
that.
the way. I cleaned at my school and the girls' toilets were always worse. There'd
You
be like,
cleaned women's toilets when you were at school?
yeah, all toilets. I cleaned everywhere.
That's...
There was
I've never heard
tampons
of
on the
that.
floor, everything. It was after school finished.
Yeah.
Everyone goes home and
I've
I'm
never heard
there.
of a male student cleaning the girls' toilets anyway.
Yeah. Not when people are there.
No, of course.
They wouldn't let me in. I kept knocking on the door. Like, no, you're not doing it now. But it's
Weird
efficient.
guy.
Anyway, you didn't get that. How many sisters I got? You got that. Do I wheeze? You didn't get that.
Yes, I did.
So you said I stand
I said
up.
something. You said something.
You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right out of 10, which is about half.
Nice. That's a C?
No.
At school?
It's actually
A, B,
it's a double
C.
G.
D.
You got D.
Not bad though.
You just got this D. Oh, you know people shit their pants when they do a marathon sometimes. Oh, speaking of marathon.
Oh yeah, they do. That's true. It's quite a common thing. One of my friends ran the London Marathon recently. Said he ran behind someone who, and they just keep going. Apparently,
I say give up at that point.
Yeah, I'd leave. I'd bow out. Do it next year, pal.
You do. You say I'd bow.
Bow out.
Yeah.
Like, leave. You love me bowing.
Because
I did it in that ChrisMD video. They were like, I think Arthur's got this, and I went.
That was my
Bow.
favorite moment in the whole video. Just after Reeve said something nice to you, and you just went.
I just bowed my head gracefully.
But it was so horrible to watch.
Like an animal. No, but running has become such a big thing. It feels like when, I don't know whether it's a current trend or just as we get older, people's, maybe that part of your brain that stops developing is your prefrontal lobe cortex.
Frontal lobe.
What is it?
Frontal
Prefrontal
lobe.
cortex or frontal lobe. One
Frontal
of them
lobe at 25 is
stops developing. And maybe once it stops developing, you just start enjoying running.
I do think it's a trend as well, though.
It is very trendy.
It's like London run clubs really made it trendy.
People have started doing them as dating. As like that's a great
they
way
meet
to
up
meet.
to date, which is fair enough if you got the same interest.
Chris invited me on one like 2 weeks ago, but I was like, I'm not getting up for a 9 a.m. run on a Saturday morning. It's bad for your gains.
Dweeb.
I've got loads of friends who were massive into gym and lifting that now run and have like gone from muscular to lean.
Yeah, depends what you do though. I do both. I run and
Do you?
lift. Then you can call yourself a hybrid athlete. And
You've lost a lot of size since your prime though.
I have, but I'm going to put size back on. Watch
Nice.
this. Watch what I'm about to do. Seriously.
Nice.
Watch it.
Maybe
Depends
we
how
should
much
do
you
a
eat.
gym video sometime because I always get people being like,
yeah.
because I've got a bit of a sleeper build.
Yeah,
people are
Arthur
like-
is ripped, by the way.
People are always like, oh, how do you get in shape? And I genuinely, because I'm such a science nerd, went for the best scientific way to get jacked and lean.
What is that, by the way?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think we should do a video on it.
Okay, so you guys have to wait and see, but can you tell me off camera?
Yeah, I will tell you off camera. But I literally, I don't particularly eat, I don't eat boring meals. Like a lot of people are like, oh, you have to eat plain chicken and rice. I eat really nice food. I allow myself to go out and stuff. And I don't gym as frequently as a lot of people do, but I just manage to maintain it. Obviously, like part of it will be genetics, but
Yeah.
obviously like if you're in a calorie deficit, you end up getting leaner.
Yeah.
And if you work out these muscle groups in this way, this many times a week, which isn't that many,
Yeah.
in this certain way, you just do put on size.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But yeah, we should do it sometime because
Yeah, I'm
you
down.
obviously used to make fitness content,
I did.
and
part of my
people are always
name.
asking me to make that kind of content, so people
would
would
be
be
fun.
curious. But yeah, I went on the Fellas podcast and Freezy ran a half marathon with no training because he was like, anyone who's relatively fit should be able to do this, and if you can't do it, you're not fit. But he was like, I don't think it takes any training. Got a lot of flack for it and did it in a decent
I've got
time.
to be honest, I did kind of agree with what he was saying.
Yeah.
And he proved it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think fit is quite a broad term.
Yeah, it's a subjective, arbitrary term. So
Yeah.
if he wants to define fit as people who can do that with no training,
Then that's how he's defined it.
it's circular. So
Yeah, exactly.
I guess he is right.
I could do it without training.
But Chip ran one over the weekend.
Yeah, I just saw that.
It's surprising because
I didn't know he was even running.
Yeah, he just randomly did it and was fine with it. Some guy, this is where it goes too far. A man on Twitter ran an ultra marathon, 32 miles, around his cul-de-sac.
His sack?
0.07 miles.
Oh my God.
He ran a 112 meter loop for 32 miles. The only thing that appeals to me about running, and I don't like running, I actually really like cycling. Yeah. Because with cycling, it's smoother. You don't have the impact issues. You don't have the joint issues when you get older. You go much faster. It's much smoother.
Quite fun as well.
It's really fun, and you see so much more of the world because in an hour cycle, you see way more. So I love cycling along the river.
Yeah. I do. When you get into running though, have you been into running at any point?
No, not really.
When you do get into, like, once you get good at it to the point where you're not out of breath when you're running and you can breathe just fine on like an easy run, it's really nice, like in the summer, because you're running. Oh, it depends where you live, I suppose. Like I live in the countryside, so I'm running down like country lanes. I can see the farm animals and the sun's out and stuff. It's really nice.
That was why it was so nice in Jersey, running along the coast. And then at the end, you're like, I'm all hot and sweaty. Go for a swim in the sea.
Yeah, that's
so elite. Whereas in London,
what did you just say?
So elite. It's so elite.
I thought you just went solely. I thought you just went, that is solely. I don't even know what that means.
Solely.
I just went, what? I was going to let it slide, but
whereas the Thames now, there's a bunch of bacteria in there.
Yeah, Thames water, we're coming for your ass.
They keep. I can't believe our government. The government is so. I mean, bad for the institution as well. But why does the government not own the water? The public water that runs through our town.
Have you seen Steve Batchel talking about it?
Yes, I have.
He's slaying and he's leaving no crumbs.
It should be government owned, and the government should make it so that you should be able to swim in the Thames.
That's right.
Not so that if you're within 6 meters of it,
nationalized,
you could be catching
Thames water. Most of it's owned by China, which is crazy.
Yeah,
like our country doesn't even own most of it. But there's a general election coming up. Maybe one of the new parties will nationalize it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously a very open Green Party voter.
Oh my God. Same here.
Are you actually?
Yeah.
No way. I guess we both love science and love looking after the world and the environment around us.
Yeah.
And
but
I doubt they're going to get a majority.
No, I've seen a lot of people, they're more going for like tactical votes.
Yeah,
now,
which is a bit
just to get the Tories out.
It's the sad thing about first past the post, isn't it? It's like I'm going to vote Green, but I will almost never. Well, who knows what the future holds? But this election, I know that there's not going to be a Green seat where I live.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I was trying to look at what my area is last night, but I couldn't find it.
Whereas if it's not first past the post, everyone goes, "Oh, I can vote Green because if there's enough of us, we might get a bunch of Green seats."
Yeah.
Whereas now you're like, if I don't vote for Conservative or Labour, then whoever I'm voting for probably isn't going to get it in most constituencies. Not true for all.
Yeah,
it's a shame. It's got its benefits, but it's got its drawbacks. The first past the post system.
Yeah.
So
can you vote though? Because you're Jersey.
Yes, I've been here long enough now. I couldn't when I was at uni.
So you can now. Cool. I didn't know that. I thought you still couldn't.
Yeah.
That's good. Hey, we can vote together. How about that?
Yeah.
We can go put our thing into the ballot.
For those who aren't from the UK or don't necessarily know, it's just in your area, whoever gets the most votes wins that seat. So let's say in every single place, like 40% vote Conservative, 40% vote Labour, and 20% vote Green. Even across the whole country, even though a fifth of the country voted for the Green Party or whatever, they would end up with 0 seats because Labour and Conservative would have every single one. So you don't get sort of proportional representation, which is a bit of a shame. So it kind of makes you go, oh, I kind of have to either vote tactically or vote for the lesser of two evils if you believe there are two evils.
That's why people are talking about tactical voting, because in a certain area, there'll be 2 leaders and say conservatives, people want conservatives out. If one of them's conservatives, the other one is like Lib Dem or something, people want to vote Green Party, but realistically, if they want the Tories out, they're going to vote Lib Dem just so they win that seat.
Even though they're not a Lib Demer.
Even though they're not a Lib Demer.
But anyway, that'll be an interesting one coming up. We've got a big year. We've got the Euros. We've got
election,
a general
which is
election.
on the 4th of July as well.
Yeah.
Cheeky.
I feel like Glastonbury, if we win the Euros and the Tories are voted out, Glastonbury will go crazy. They'll be so happy because they will hit the Tories. Whereas
That's so true.
If we lose the Euros and Conservatives win another majority, well, the Glasgow crowd will be very sad. So if you're a Glastonbury enjoyer and one of those types of people, this is a huge summer.
We should hold our own Glastonbury and call it Batch and Arthurbury.
Well, we may or may not, yet to be confirmed, be doing a live show at some festival. Maybe.
Potentially.
Or some live shows coming up.
Depends
but
on the
tune in because
dates.
I did Arthur and George Clarkey's obviously live shows and really enjoyed them. They weren't my type of thing. Their podcasts are very different to ours. So I didn't really feel necessarily in my element. But I think...
Can you see it online anyway? Because obviously I can't get inside and see it, guys.
Annoying, you know.
So I didn't get to see Arthur in that element.
You can probably catch some clips on TikTok and stuff.
I saw some
we'd love
clips
to do a live
afterwards
show.
of fans seeing you. Fans seeing you guys walk over, you interacting with them. He's very lovely.
because obviously it was Arthur's one was like 100 people maybe.
Yeah.
Pretty much all of them just waited outside for us.
Yeah.
So afterwards we just spent absolute ages just saying hi to everyone and getting
Really?
photos. And everyone was lovely. And lots
Yeah.
of people were saying, oh, we watched Batch and Arthur podcast. Please, you guys do a live show. So we'll see if it can be done.
We'll see.
And we'll do a bunch of
It
fun.
will cost £1,000 per ticket, guys.
Or your soul.
Or your soul will do, because he feeds on them.
Yeah, yum, 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 yum. That's my second,
yum,
that was
yum.
my second favourite takeaway in the Patreon video, by the way. People's souls.
People's souls. We should do a run. We should do a run vlog or something, or a podcast where we're just running the whole time and podcasting.
This was the worst thing ever. I hate running and people
No, but it's
don't
on
want to hear you
trend.
panting.
Also, it's trending because there's a lot of dressing for it now. Like there's a
Yeah.
lot of brands specifically for running. That means you're cool if you're wearing them and stuff like that. People like will show off their running outfits. It's so expensive, by the way. Running trainers, damn, like you can expect to spend like 300 to 400 pounds on them. Their
True.
outfits in total are probably over $1,000.
That's excessive.
You're
being silly now.
They'll put on Oakley's or something, probably 200 quid. A hat, probably an expensive hat, £30. I don't know. I don't wear hats. A top, because now these brands are kind of exclusive and they'll sell out. They could sell a top for 120, shorts for 100. Then they've got socks on, which is like 30 quid. They've got shoes on, which is like 300 bones. Then they've got CBD roll on, which is like 30 bones. Magnesium tablets in their system. Those things. What do you squeeze into your mouth?
The gels.
Gels, which is bones as well. Then a running vest, which would be like 50 bones with water bottles in, which cost more, and full with electrolyte water. And then they have a croissant at the end.
A croissant.
You almost made me drop my croissant.
Stop.
Stop. Would you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And now people are posting their running outfits and it's like a trending thing.
I feel like that would be used for evil though. We do the podcast and people would listen to us going, hey, and use it for evil rather than
That's
good.
true. That's true. I would.
Just us panting into the mic.
I'm going to do it back. Oh, no. I was going to say something gross. I'm not. Also, they wear a watch, probably a Garmin or a Whoop,
Yeah.
which will be like 200, 300 bones.
Yeah, that's true. Stop saying bones. All right, should we go on to the final segment?
No, because he
The
makes me feel
return-
this small, guys.
The return of the Victorian child, Batch's favourite character.
Oh, yay!
So tell me what you want me to explain to you that a Victorian child would never have heard of.
Shall I change a jumper? Shall I take my jumper off real quick?
No.
Okay.
It needs to be all mental.
I'd like you to explain global warming to me as a Victorian child.
Okay. So listen here, Victoria child.
No.
Victoria child. No.
What's that?
Sorry, can you listen in?
What, the Queen?
What?
I don't
Oh,
like
you don't
the
really know
monarchy.
what Victorian is, do you?
What is that?
It's the era you live
You
in.
speaking about the Queen?
Yeah, the Queen Victoria.
The one that's on the tuppence?
You're in the era of her.
What's an era?
Just a period of time.
Period?
Yeah.
Not the things girls do.
No, how do you know about that as a small?
I've got sisters, you see.
Fair
They
enough.
bleed once a week.
You've probably got 12, haven't you?
Yep. And one of them might like to marry.
So you're coming up. You know. Do you ever sweep chimneys?
That's my job, sir.
Is it? First of all, that's criminal. You shouldn't be sweeping chimney. How old are you?
12, sir.
That's
I get paid well.
not as young as I thought. I thought you were going to
Mr.
be like
Dickens
6.
treats me well.
So you're a bit thick for a 12-year-old. I thought you were just like 6 years old or something. Anyway.
Well, no, I'm not educated very well, sir, but it's not nice to call me thick.
So you know, inside the chimney, there's all that black stuff, all the soot.
Yeah, soot.
You know, you're sweeping
Soot,
from
sir.
it.
I know what soot is.
A lot of that goes into the atmosphere, along with other
What's
things.
the atmosphere, sir?
So you know the Earth. Do you know what shape
What's
the
that?
Earth is?
ball, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a ball. It's a not. Yeah, there you go. It's a sphere.
Like a pig's bladder.
There's-
We're playing.
There's a
Play in the
very
street.
thin layer around that Earth called the atmosphere.
What? I can touch it. I'm on it.
Kind of. It's like the air. You see the air in between me and you. There's nothing. But you know, if I go, you know, you can feel that on your skin.
Yes, sir.
God, you probably don't know about atoms. There's actually
Who's Adam?
Adam. Atoms in
Adam.
the atmosphere.
Oh, I know Adam.
The-
The boy who steals apples from the market.
Even though you can't see anything between me and you, in between us, there's a bunch of tiny, tiny little balls.
That sounds like magic, so I don't
It
like
is
to
pretty
know
magic.
about that.
So the reason that the sky is blue when you look up is because blue light is refracted by little
sound
tiny
like a
balls
witch,
called
sir.
nitrogen and oxygen in the atmosphere.
You're cuckoo. My mum wouldn't like me talking to you.
Maybe, but you asked me to explain global warming. Where did you even hear that?
I'm just feeling a bit warm lately.
Oh, well, maybe because we're burning a lot of wood and coal. And you know the sun? You know what the sun is?
Yeah.
The big white ball
The
in
fire
the sky.
in
The
the
big
sky.
ball, well, not quite fire. It's a big nuclear reactor. So there's
What the
actually
hell
no
is a
fire
nuclear,
there.
sir? Sorry for my language,
Yeah,
actually. It's appalling.
I'm adding detail here that's just confusing your tiny Victorian pea brain.
I need to sleep, I think.
These gases, basically the soot,
What's a gas, sir?
the stuff that's along with the soot that goes up through the dirty chimney, just
Okay.
keeps all the heat in from the sun and makes it really warm. And eventually, all the ice that's at the bottom and top of the globe that are on these shelves of rock are going to melt and seep into the water, and the ocean levels are going to rise, and we're going to get hurricanes, and the weather patterns are good. It's going to be really hot sometimes and really cold sometimes. It's going to be loads of rain, loads of thunderstorms. It's really not good. So if you can, tell people to maybe light less fires, burn less coal.
No, sir, because then I'll be out of job.
That's so true. I think you need to start working on other skills, really. And from the way you're speaking, I'm really struggling to think that you're going to grasp anything else.
I'm good with the abacus, sir.
Yeah?
That's it.
What's an abacus?
Don't know.
We're from different eras, evidently.
I've heard of it.
It's one of those things where you move numbers, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
We have something called a calculator. So you can ask me a bunch of numbers multiplied by each other.
What is that?
What the fuck?
What's a multiple, sir?
So give me a really big number.
8.
Bigger than that.
12.
812. So 812 multiplied by.
3.
Keep going.
1.
Yep.
1.
Yep.
1.
Okay, that's enough. 3,111. On an abacus, that would take you so long. With this, bang, 2,526,132.
That's not a number. Sir, you are a lunatic.
Yeah, well, there you
You
go.
need help, sir.
The world is getting hotter and your abacus is useless. Anything else you want to know?
He's gone now. You scared him back inside of me.
I
feel
gave him
like
a
I've
lot
got
of big, weird. That was a bit of a tough one to
Yeah,
explain.
he needed a nap after speaking to you, to be honest.
A flat earther would say, how did he know the earth was a ball before Hollywood? Because they think that it's a Hollywood invention.
What?
Yeah.
The ball?
That it's a ball.
Hollywood
But
invention?
it was Hollywood.
Paul Hollywood.
No.
Which one?
Eratosthenes. The man who first figured out how big the globe is based on nothing but shadows. Pretty cool.
Shout out to him. And if you're watching this, we'd love to have you on the show.
Bat's just yawned, so I think that's good time.
Did I?
for us
I
to-
didn't even know I yawned.
You just yawned.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, he's talking about abacus or whatever.
Eratosthenes. Cool guy.
Sounds
I love
like
the
a
Greeks.
condition.
But anyway, this has been a real wide. We tend to either have a funny, weird, kind of irrelevant podcast or like a seriously deep one. And we've kind of zigzagged around.
This was a mix.
A good mix.
This was a mix. We're trying to find the thing is, we like deep, interesting topics, but we're also fun guys.
Yeah.
So you're going to just see a mix naturally.
Yeah. I literally up until last episode, I did think, God, it's going to be tough because like I want to make a podcast where we're funny and can joke, but at the same time, I want to speak about interesting things. And it's so cool that you guys seem to love both.
You can do both, yeah.
Even
we could
if
just be ourselves and do what we want.
Yeah. Even I'm guessing that makes it slightly niche, so maybe the podcast would get less views than if we were just entirely dedicated to just being, silly or just entirely dedicated to exploring the good things. But I think that life is all about balance.
It is. And if you guys like us enough, you'll watch it no matter what, right?
Yeah. And if you're enjoying it, balance your finger on the subscribe and like button. Follow us on social media at Bach and Arthur, and check out our Patreon for some bonus content.
And drop a comment.
Thank you for watching. Hopefully we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Bye.